Camping Scary Story Part 1 and Part 2. Written by you/purplewolfy. I and my friends were thinking of having a sleepover during the summer, which we all thought was an amazing idea, because summer was only a week away and we had enough time to shop for what we needed. Then, my friend May said, "Why can't we go camping instead?" We were all shocked about the fact that she thought of something like that, but none of us seemed to care as we rushed to go ask our parents. "Mom, can my friends and I..." I paused, as I remembered that I had never gone camping before. How would my mom be able to trust me? As I turned around, I heard my mom ask, "Oh, Ava, do you and your friends have any plans for this summer? Like, camping?" This seemed too good to be true. I spun around and nodded my head. We're going camping over the summer," I spit out. "Really? How long?" my mom asked. "A week," I answered. She took a moment to think about it before nodding her head willingly. I ran into my room to tell the exciting news to my friends. When it came time to meet up with my friends, I double-checked my camping bag to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything. I didn't need to gather any snacks since May's mom is in charge of the food, but I packed snacks for myself. I didn't bring a flashlight because there is no need for me to be wandering around in the woods at night. Or so I thought. When we got there, our parents said their goodbyes before leaving. My mom ran up to me and handed me a flashlight. I took it, trying to not make her change her mind. When it came time to go to bed, I and Ava shared a tent together. At first, I stayed awake on my phone. Then, I tried to get some sleep, but it was impossible. My eyes were hurting. I heard howling and growling outside, but Ava didn't hear a thing. She was still asleep peacefully. 2 a.m. and I was still wide awake. I heard footsteps, but it didn't sound human. It sounded heavy. When the footsteps seemed to drift far from our tent, I peeked out a little. I didn't see anything, so I immediately closed it back up before whatever it was saw me. But eventually I fell asleep. The next day, I didn't decide to tell my friends about what I saw. But the part that scared me the most was, there were no footprints from last night. I heard footsteps, but I didn't see any footprints. I tried to forget about it throughout the day, but as I looked towards the ground, it came rushing back to me. I think it might have been too sketchy, because May came up to me and asked me if I was okay. "You look like you've seen a ghost," she said. "Wait, have you? Where? This would go great on my vlogging channel," she said. But the fact that I didn't answer made her deny that I saw a ghost. "She's just tired," said Ava. "Give her some space and she'll be fine." May followed her after giving me a pat on the back. I didn't need space. I needed a therapist. After a while, I joined May and Ava to do an activity. When night came around, I didn't sleep. I stayed up, waiting for the creature to take a tour of our camp once again. Skinwalker Trench. Written by you/wolvericanz. When I was 12, my older brother and I went to Skinwalker Trench. My brother used to record videos so we could have memories to look back on later. So, as expected, we recorded it. He told me about what we were going to get into, and I accepted, not wanting to leave him alone. As we arrived, he looked very nervous and looked out the window, It was pitch black. My brother gave me the keys to the truck. We had finally arrived at the Skinwalker trench. As we got out, we equipped ourselves with flashlights and moved towards the broken down building in the trench. That's when we saw it. A Skinwalker in the distance. We quickly turned off our flashlights and hid near a tree. It was saying things slightly off tone like, "Hey!" or "Help, please." It had a human face with goat-like knees, which we saw through the moonlight, which finally came out through the dark, tall trees nearby. My brother zoomed in on the Skinwalker, but the camera's zoom made noise, and the Skinwalker sprinted towards us. It caught up to my brother, ripping and eating him to shreds. Crying, I continued running towards the car with my flashlight now on. The doors to the truck were open, and I quickly hopped inside and locked the doors. I hid in the truck for almost 2 hours, with no sight of a Skinwalker. I heard multiple Skinwalker screams and speak, but I had not made a sound. I gathered enough courage to start the car and drive. At 12, I had some experience driving due to driving quads and starting cars, as my dad was a car freak, and so was my brother. I managed to get the car on the trail and make it out of there, semi-struggling due to some inexperience and height, and with my flip phone I called 911, then my dad. The police had arrived, and when they did, I explained what happened. They checked the scene, and all they found was a camera. No traces of my brother. No Skinwalker in sight. My dad finally arrived, stressed, and I started heading home. As we got home, me being stressed and tired, and my dad going through a sad mania, I went to bed, staring out the window nearby, looking at the tree line in the yard, hearing my brother's screams echo through my head. I sat up, spotting a humanoid figure standing near the edge of the tree line.